Hmm. This just took me forever to make, and I have Zoom now. Yay. But yeah, this is the video for updates 2.3.2 as well as 2.3.4. I mean not 2, oh my gosh, 2.4.0. 2.3.2 and 2.4.0. These are literally the biggest 2.4.0 is the biggest update I've probably done other than transferring the entire security server system to a modular version, which involved me actually rebuilding the entire thing. This has been hard, but here's the video for it, so yay. So what the updates are is 2.3.2 is the remote control update. 2.4.0 is the sector update. I think all that 2.3.2 added was the ability to remote control from the tablet. I don't think there's really any other major changes I can think of. 2.4.0 adds a lot of things, which is the sector system. Which it's mainly the sector system, but it also adds some extra big features like range extending and uh, range extending. Oh yeah, modules. Range extending and modules. I'm tired right now. I've just a couple days ago got off of a flight. I was awake for 24 hours. Not fun. Pretty much my entire flight I've been working on this system. Don't mind the names. uh, so yeah, remote control sectors, range extending, as well as oh my goodness, modules. Yes, modules. All right. So first off, we're gonna start with installing the stuff. So oh yeah, the big thing is the servers. Oh no, there's no server. I could have sworn. Oh, I already wiped it. So the first big thing you're gonna notice is that there's nothing on here. Why did I delete everything off of there? Well, the reason I deleted everything off of there was because there's a new way to install the server, which is with the paste bin run, that thing. But I'm gonna have to do, let's see. Let's just pretend that's gone. Normally the modules thing wouldn't be up. That wouldn't be showing. But if you run the pastebin command for the auto installer, what it will do is send the query, but there's no query because there's no server, and it'll say failed to connect to server. Would you like to download a new one? Yes. It'll download the newest server version, and that's fine because we already have the directory. Would you like to install some modules? So now this is the big thing, is if I press yes, you can see that there's door sectors. That's the only module there is. So there's a text file on GitHub with the module, which has download links and stuff to the modules. So if you really want, you can make your own module that works with the server, and then if you tell me I want to include this with the installer, I could I can put it inside that file, and it'll be available to be downloaded easily, just like that. But it's just a way to add more stuff to the server easily, and stuff that can be optional. Like the sectors, technically, you don't need it. I think it will work without it, the entire system. I'm not going to test it. It doesn't matter. Actually, it might be required because of the MineOS database. But if I press 1, it'll install it, and then when I press 0, exit, everything's installed. And if I was to run the command again, it'll send a query to the server, and then it has the old files, like the old file options, like just like the door control. You can update the server, install more modules, only delete the modules, and wipe all files, which that will delete everything. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to press 5 because I think that doesn't do anything. And I'm going to quickly copy the backup userlist.txt to userlist.txt. There we go. And you can see server version 2.4.0, one module loaded. And you'll notice that the server is a little bit different. I'll get back to that, but basically all of the logs, everything that's logged is going to stay inside this area, which means all that info up there is going to stay there, all the info down there is going to stay there if I add any. So it's a opening that all of the stuff that's logged is going to stay. Really, really nice. That it makes it look cleaner, wouldn't it? And now to update the database, you have to restart it. Double click. You can see, oh, another thing you'll notice, it works now. Immediately it changes. You don't have to double click anything. That's another thing I fixed. And down over here you can see the sectors, the new sectors system. Yep. There might be more, I might move stuff down to make it look a little bit better because I don't like, it's a little bit off the screen at the moment. But in order to update it, you go to App Market, Applications. Here's the 2.0 security database. You press Update, which would usually be right there. And that's it. That's how you get that set up. Over here, you can see everything is here because I didn't want to delete anything. But you would just do the pastebin command's literally this exact same thing, although there is one difference, and that has to do with the range extender. I'll get to that later. But if I'm to start this, everything works fine. And another thing, you'll notice these, you know how the lights are fully controlled by the system? Well, the thing I sent to this open security guy, he has not accepted it yet. I think he's just been offline. There's been no sign of activity from his accounts. I don't think he's been on for a little while. So, if you do want to use this version of OpenSecurity to make your security system a little bit better, I will have the link to the download below. Of course, this is going to be temporary because if he might accept it soon, but for the moment, if you want to use this version to make the security system look better, you can download it. Alright, back to the system. Now it's time for remote control. Of course, first you're going to have to install it, but that's all on the GitHub system, so I'm not going to do that. This is already the version. Diag. There we go. Remote control. It's the fourth option. You press 4 and all the stuff is already there. That's because it's sending this signal to the server to run. All the door list on here is being sent to the Diag tablet. So if I was to open for 5 seconds, it opens and it logs what happened on here. Really smooth. Light, open for 5 seconds. It no work. Unless, no, it didn't work. Oh boy, a bug. We love bugs, especially when you don't want them. Yep, everything works but the light. I'll figure that out soon. Ah, alright. What next? So that's that. Oh yeah, if you go to Diagnostics, you can see sector. It's sector instead of bypass lock and force open. Yeah, bypass lock and force open. What I basically replaced all that with the sector system because it does that but better. And if you were to go to door editing, and let's say that guy, you can see that change sector. It's now changed sector. And you can see the sector down there. If you still have the old system of force open bypass lock, this new version of the diagnostic tablet still supports that, and it will show force open. And you know what? I'm gonna change the roll door from we doors to C doors. And there you go. That's all good. Yippee. I might update this one more time to change the delay from 0.1 seconds to 0.05 so it's every tick, because that can get a little bit slow. Actually, I think it goes, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, that's the remote control. So now onto the sector system. What the sector system is over here. This is the main thing over here. This is the sector control program. And what this is going to do is open and lock down all the sectors. That's pretty much it. So if I'm going to grab some signs so that we know what everything does. I'm going to set this guy to, so this side's going to be C. This side's going to be we. These are the two sectors I got. So the major thing with this that's cool is that you can customize it however you want. You have to have bundled cables for any of this to work. It does not work without Project Red, so you need the Project Red mod to use sectors. I'm going to turn off all these lights, all those. And in order to first to set it up, you gotta find the one you want to change. You use the arrow keys to control it. So I want to set lockdown sector we. This is we, so I'm going to set that to brown. And one thing to note is this is side related. So if it was to have the redstone card, like if I had the redstone card in here, it would be, the sides would be based on front. This is the front. I think this is right, left, back, top, bottom. However, with the block redstone IO, it's direction related. So south is actually front, I believe. This way is back. North is back. East is left. West is right. And then up, down. So, which side should redstone input from? I'm going to set it to left. And also, to make things easier, this can either take the numbers from the side API and the color API, or it can take in the names. So like, I'm going to say left, brown. And here's another thing to look at. You can see I already have a left and brown set. If I press enter, it overwrites that and unlinks it. Now I'm going to set magenta. That's magenta. So left magenta to we doors open. Open sector we doors. Go down to this one. I'm going to set the blue. Left. Blue. Left. Lime. That's not green, that's lime. And that's it. So now all of these colors control what they need to control. So you already know that all these sectors are set up here. If I go over here and lock down we and one thing to note. Update the server. That's how you send the message to change the sectors. It's a pulse to the white. So as soon as I pull this lever, we doors will open, which is just the light. I probably should have said something a little bit easier to see, but just the light is closed, and the only reason I know that is that it's red. And you can see down here, sectors. Sector data changed. So, pickles access granted. If I go to, I don't remember which one. I think this one is not allowed. Nope, that's the one that is allowed. Requesting bypass. What this is if I go, I'll tell you what that is later, but that's a certain mode that the sector can be set to. And you can see it tells you that it's requesting back bypass. If I go to this guy, it doesn't let you go. That's because that doesn't have the required pass to override the sector. And this one does have the correct perms to override the sector, but you have to click it twice within a certain amount of time, and it'll lift the lockdown. And then, I think this one works now. Yep. And it changes the light color. So that's cool. And then there's lock open. Now it's green, it's stuck on green, and the light's on. I can also override it from here, but I'm not going to override it from there. I'm going to override it from here. Turns it off. Sweet. Now for something a little bit easier to see. Lock down those two, the roll door and the left door. The right door is the one that's set to no sector, but if you're wondering. And then switch it to green. Now it's lock open. Sweet. So that's pretty much it for those two. And I'm not going to override it. Actually, I am going to override it from over here. The right one doesn't work, I believe. Nope. The left one does. There. And if you were to toggle both of these on, I believe that the lockdown is superior, yes. So if both of them are enabled, the lockdown one succeeds. The open door it does not. Now for creating actual sectors. You go into the 2.0 database thing, and over here is how you mess with all the sectors. I've got C and we already set up. I'm going to add a he. That's not what I wanted. Whoops. He doors. And then add. Sectors added. And I'll tell you later. So now we got he doors. I'm going to set this one to open door. There's two different types. If I was to go to C doors, you can see C doors and we doors are both set to disable lockdown. But there's also an open door mode. I'll show you what that does. But basically, instead of by disabling the lockdown, if you were to swipe a valid card, it just lets you in. If you have both the perms for that sector, as well as the permission to enter the sector. So, if the door you're opening has a higher level or a different pass than the sector, you won't be allowed to go in with an easier pass. Basically, to avoid people going into places they can't. So now that that's set up, I'm going to leave it an open door so we can test it. I'm going to manage passes. So right now, there's no passes in here. What this is a pass that lets you open door or bypass lock, whatever. What you have to do is select which pass it is. Down here, these are the passes. This is all the passes inside your security system. You can choose whichever one you want. I'm going to choose can go. That is a Boolean, which means true or false. So I can't do anything with the input text. Add var. That's one of them. And then the next one I'm going to add is I'm going to add pass type. Set it to we as well, just because I don't have another group set up yet. And it's pass type 2, which is technically what the group is. I'll fix that I'll fix that when I fix the other thing that was happening earlier. I forgot what it was, but I'll figure it out. So now we have 2 passes set up. And this isn't like it's either or. So it's not like where you have to have both of these in order to use it. It's either or. I don't plan on changing that either. I'm just going to leave it how it is. Update server. And important thing to remember, anytime you update the sector stuff, you have to restart this. And now we have more. More stuff to set to colors. Yay. I'm going to illustrate. Hopefully that wasn't important. There we go. I'm going to illustrate the sides concept by figuring out what side to do this from without messing up anything. I'm just going to do it from this side. There. And that is top. So if I go here, top, blue, top, brown. Now that should be set to that sector. But now I need to fix this because there's no door actually set up to that. So I am going to change this door right here because that's not set up as a sector. I'm going to change, you can see no sector assigned. Change sector, key doors. There we go. Submit. Now it's working. So if I was to lock down that sector, it's not going to change anything because I don't think that's how it's not working right. I need a framed one, I think. Yep, that works now. Okay. That was a little bit complicated. There we go. Now it should change. Now it's locked down. Which means only this one, I think, is allowed in. Yeah. So, he is allowed in. I'm going to go to Diagnostics. Another thing that's going to have to be fixed is the lights turn off once you right-click it once. I'm going to have to set it so it goes right back to where it needs to be. I know how I can do that. This is the main door, key doors. And its pass, I have to actually go to pass rules. It's got to have a level above 1. So, if I was to go to here, and another thing, if you have to exit the database every time a sector, if you change anything with sectors, you have to exit the database, otherwise it'll update the sectors as well. That is a meteor. Oh boy. Which one am I right-clicking with? I think this guy. I'm going to lower its level to 0. Now it's not allowed. Does not have any required passes. But is it because of my sector pass, or is it because of my actual door pass? It's because of my actual door pass, because if I was to go to here and change my pass type as well, so I'm allowed to go through this door, but I do not have the required pass to open the sector. It still doesn't let you in, and it says sectors. They failed the sector check. That is all for sectors. pretty much all for sectors, except for deleting the door. You could press delete sector, go to the one you want to delete, remove the variable from the system, and now it works. The door works. Just like that. If I restart the diagnostic tablet, swipe it on that card, and go to here, it says error, incorrect sector UUID. That means that the sector UUID is incorrect. There's no sectors that share that UUID. That is not game breaking at all. The entire thing will still work if a door has an incorrect sector UUID. Doesn't do anything really. You're totally fine. Although you might want to change it because it's easier to if it says no sector. Now for the final thing, which is the range extender, which I do not have set up because I'm stupid like that. I will set it up right now. After a quick setup of the entire thing, we are back. Yippee. Alright. So this is the range extender, and what it allows you, it's basically a pretty fast way of getting a message to from your server and back from your server from any supported device, which is the basically the Doorcontrol, Diagnostic tablet, auto installer, and oh my goodness, one more thing, security API. Yeah, all four of those things support the range extender. And the simple way to set up the range extender is 2 linked cards. I'm going to make 4 linked cards. Make sure you link both of them. These are linked, so there we go. Unless there's a way to connect more than 3 cards to a computer, there's no way you can connect more than 3 to one range extender. So both of these linked cards are set up on here. You need to go to the GitHub, get the raw URL for the range extender, which is this, and then do wget-f, copy paste. I'm gonna do boost.lua. That requires an internet card, stupid. Alright. Stupid me. You need an internet card to wget. Remember that. You can do up to 3 at least in the server, up to 2 inside here, because one of the slots has to be a regular network card or wireless card. Recommend a network card because you're only going to be plugging it into the server. And then once it's run the boost. Wait for it. It started the range extender with 2 devices. These are the 2 cards I'm going to put. This one I'm going to be putting into here, where the internet card is meant to be. Then I need to restart it. And one thing to note, if you put the linking card, what this is going to do is you need to have a linking card and a wireless network card. Both of these, because if you have a linking card in here, that means it's going to send all server messages to the server, but all the diagnostic tablet messages, like so it can connect to the diagnostic tablet, those are going to be sent over the wireless modem so that you can use it, like you can actually use it. I ran into an issue when I had my cheap way of doing that. The wireless network card still sent its messages over the internet, which means it had a chance of connecting to the server every once in a while, breaking the entire system. Well, this does not do it, and it's completely built in with the server, and it works beautifully. So one thing you'll notice is, if I was to remove this linking card right now, and go over here, you can see the no messages. I'm going to run this once, and nothing's going to happen. Oh, because it didn't send it through the relay. That's why nothing happened. If I was to swipe this, nothing's going to happen again because no messages go to that. Now I'm going to restart it, put the linking card in, and start it. It took a little bit longer. You could tell it took a teensy bit longer because it has to send the message from here to the linking to the range extender. You can see it got the messages. Send it to here. This has to send it to here. And I think this is causing it to take longer. If I was to up the cycle rate by installing a central processing unit, I think it would run faster. Yeah, that should cause it to run faster if I was to swipe this. Yep, that made it run fast a little bit faster. If you didn't have the relay in here, it would run a little bit faster, yeah. But it sends it from there to the linking card here, which it receives it here, and it says it got message from the device. This packages it into something that the server can read, so it knows it's coming from a linking card. This sends the message back, telling it to give it back to that computer. This package detects that and sends it back through the linking card. Made sense? Good. That didn't make sense at all. Oh my goodness. I'm a little bit tired right now. It's almost 11. Alright, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah. The reason I had to have it doing all sorts of repackaging of the modem is so that it's plug and play. Because this is using the modem's UUID instead of the linking card's UUID, which causes it to be a little bit better, as in, since it uses the modem, it saves it under that in the door list, which means no broken doors that don't work. Which, speaking of which, because of how the remote control works, and it pulls the door list from there, what if you were to delete a door, or like you got rid of this door, got rid of the modem, but it's still saved on the door list? Like, right now it's off. If I was to run the remote control and try and send it a message, of course nothing's going to happen. Those are just useless. But if you were to restart the server, right here it says checking all doors in door list. It failed to get the door, so what it does is delete it from the door list. So it's crashing because there's no doors saved. But if I restart this, and then run the diagnostic remote control, it works now. But what if I restart the server and then don't restart the doors? Well, this still received the door check. At least it should have, because yep, it did. It checks all the doors to see if they're here. This one is here, so it sends it back and tells it I'm here. And that's it. And the final thing we're going to be doing is the modules. You can see one module loaded. What this is inside the modules here. You can see edit sectors.lua. This is inside the modules folder. This is the module. It has initiation, which is called once the module's loaded first. The first thing that's called. Setup is called right after initiation, and every time the user list or door list is updated. And I'm using that to save the user table and the door table. If the module.debug, which means if debug is enabled on the server, which there's a debug variable on the server, it will return, it'll print out received whatever. And then it returns the get sector list. I think what this is on setup, if I don't know what that's doing. I think only on the setup, if you return something, then it sends that through the modem and sends that as well through the modem, so it sends both of these. Module.message, every time the server goes through all its messages and it doesn't find what it needs, it'll go through all the modules and give it the command that it received and then the second variable pass through. It can only receive up to 2, which, on talking about that, I forgot. Variables, the module.name, just put the name of it. This isn't used yet. Module.commands, these are the commands that you want to allow the server to receive. If it's not in here, the server doesn't receive it. Skip crypt, if something's in here, the second data value that's passed won't go through the decrypting. So if you have something that's not crypted going through to the server, make sure that that command is in here. Otherwise, it'll try and decrypt it, and it will be a whole bunch of random letters and stuff. And now going back, like here for the module.message, it's unserializing that. If it's, and then it's checking all the commands. So if command equals that, else if command equals that, else if command equals that. And then it returns a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not going to explain this. This entire module system, like all the modules, if you want to make your own, use the wiki. I'm not going to be unless you want me to make a video on in detail of how to make a module. I'm not going to make one. I'm not going to make a video. It's a lot. And I think that's it. I forgot to mention the security API in this video. The security API has two new functions, and that is crypt and send. The crypt function lets you encrypt and decrypt strings, which if you pass the string in and then false, it'll encrypt it. If you send it a string and then true, it'll decrypt it. There's also, and then the send function just sends a message to the server, which is useful if you have modules, custom modules, and then you're using the security API to send messages to the module. It takes in, the first value it takes in is wait. If that's set to true, it'll wait for a response from the server. If it's set to false, it'll just send the message and not wait for a response. Then the next two variables you pass will be sent to the server. And that's pretty much it. Back to the outro. Yay. Ooh. Alright. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. And if you want more of this, let me know. I'm tired. I don't know what else to add. If you have any ideas, let me know. If you want something added, let me know. I don't have anything else I really want to add. The most I'll probably add next time. There's an alarm going off. Oh wait, I know what that is. Never mind. There's a light blinking over there. Yeah. What I might do is work on this thing more. I might move this stuff into database modules, so you can make some modules for the security database that you can install, and then all of the stuff will be in here, easy to access. You could switch between tabs. That'll be fun. I might do that. That sounds like a good idea, actually. That's going to be my next update, likely, as well as some bug fixes and making it look better. Yep. That's pretty much it. So, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.